Hi, it's real estate agent Charles Cherney in Cambridge, and today I wanted to share with you a private estate in Harvard Square listed by myself and my business partner Maggie D. And it's located on Follen Street, which is identified here on the map. This is an L-shaped street tucked away behind the Cambridge Common on the doorstep of Harvard Square and very close to Harvard Yard and Harvard University. And Follen Street is a street that really doesn't get really any kind of traffic to speak of except for residents, since it's not a cut through and it's sort of a hidden location that even many Canterburyans may not know from having driven down it or walked the street. It's really tucked away, and this is what makes it so extra special. There are quite a few substantial homes on the street, and among them is the private estate that I'm going to share with you today, which is located at the turn in the road. Here it is, 29 Follen Street, and this is a home on the National Register of Historic Places. It's a Greek Revival house that was built in 1837, and it sits on a fairly substantial lot, a third of an acre in size. So we're looking here at the front facade. You can see the driveway there on the right, just beyond the fence. So it's a special home with historic merit and a great location and a large lot. The living room pictured here is really wonderful. It runs from the front to the back of the residence with 9-foot 2-inch ceiling height and floor-to-ceiling triple-hung windows, as well as a fireplace. Here are the windows on the rear, looking out onto the private garden. Wonderful to see these windows with shutters interior. Here's a close-up to give you a sense. And here is the fireplace. It's one of 5 in the house. There's a central stair that curves, and here with the front door open, you can see it. You can see the curved banister here. And this shot taken from the top floor looking down gives you a sense of the stair. There's also a private elevator at this address. What distinguishes the home are the grounds. We're looking here on the backside at the residence. The residence itself at present is just under 5,000 square feet on 3 floors. In addition, there's an unfinished basement that introduces an additional 2,400 square feet. And we can imagine in its current condition, the person that purchases the home will do a whole house renovation. At present, it's a single family with auxiliary apartment. And again, the garden and grounds in the back pictured here really are extra special. This private estate in Harvard Square is known as Cloverden. You can actually find it if you look it up on Wikipedia. And after it went up in 1837, it had a history that included, in the 1850s, it being bachelor housing for Harvard faculty who worked nearby at the university. I took this shot in particular at the rear lot line looking back to the house. And again, it's really unusual in the heart of Harvard Square to feel like you're in a forest. The previous owner planted many of these substantial trees found on the property. This shot taken from the edge of the drive looking towards the backyard really brings home how it feels very much like a place apart. Standing here, you'd be hard-pressed to believe you're on the doorstep of Harvard Square, the Cambridge Common, and Harvard University. There is an additional outbuilding pictured here, ripe for reinvention, of course, under the stewardship of the next owner. And actually adjacent to it, a 2-car garage, not a sight we see very often in the city of Cambridge, let alone in the heart of Harvard Square. I'd like to finish with just this last shot, which really brings home the measure of privacy afforded you here in this large single-family home on the doorstep of Harvard Square. What a wonderful property and opportunity for someone to acquire this private estate and reinvent it for modern living. Myself and my business partner, Maggie D, welcome the opportunity to connect with you as you give thought to buying the right home or selling for the best price in Cambridge or the surrounding areas. Be in touch by text, telephone, or email if we can be of service to you in the Cambridge real estate market. Take care and be in touch.